Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. In today's show, we try out the elephant experience in a village for elephants in Rajasthan. We join Masterchef contestant Kishwar Chowdhury for a masterclass in New Delhi and look at former military things that have been turned into tourist sites worldwide. Let's begin. We recently went on a mesmerizing journey through Jaipur, the vibrant capital of Rajasthan. From the opulent welcome at the Leela Palace, where two elephants steal the show, to unraveling the mystery of where these majestic creatures reside, let's explore the charm of Hathigaon and embark on an unforgettable elephant village experience. Jaipur is the colorful capital of India's Rajasthan state. Located only a few hours' drive from Delhi, the city is easily visited by car from the national capital region. I've decided to stay only around 30 minutes from the center of Jaipur. This is the Leela Palace in Jaipur, and there is an extravagant welcome ceremony for me here that includes two elephants. These creatures are majestic, but seeing these gentle giants makes me wonder where they originated. Where do these elephants live when they are not here at the hotel? After freshening up in the room, I decided to find out more and head to Jaipur to solve this mystery. Exploring the iconic tourist spots in Jaipur can be rewarding, but when peak tourist season is on, it can also get crowded. And traveling around the city's landmarks can involve traffic jams and delays. Places like Amber Fort require a steep walk or a ride through bustling streets. I found Jal Mahal on the Mansagar Lake, and many domestic tourists are getting their pictures taken here. Although this is a lovely spot with a market of souvenirs for sale, I do not see any elephants. After asking around, I heard about a village dedicated to elephants nearby called Hathigaon, or Elephant Village.
So I'm in Jaipur at the moment. I'm on the way to a place called Hathigaon, or Elephant Village, and they organize some sort of experience there where visitors can come and interact with elephants. It's going to be interesting to see what type of things you can do. Can you feed them, wash them, paint them, ride them? I'm not sure, but we're going to find out.
After reaching the village, we spot many elephants commingling with giant tour buses and hordes of tourists. After discovering the details about the elephants here, it's time for an elephant experience in the village.
All right, we're getting a beautiful elephant. आपका नाम क्या है?
आपको हिंदी आता है?
हाँ, थोड़ा।
अच्छी बात है।
हाँ?
मेरा नाम पिंटू है।
पिंटू? अच्छा, मेरा नाम योहान है।
हाँ, very nice।
और elephant आपका नाम है?
एलिफेंट का नाम है चंचल।
How old is the elephant?
30 साल।
This ride is not too confidence-inspiring, as the platform mounted on the elephant is crooked and leans to one side.
It's a little bit of a bumpy ride, but not as much of a bumpy ride as a camel.
Most funding for this facility comes from the wedding industry, as couples use elephants for extravagant ceremonies. Considering that weddings don't take place throughout the year, the earnings from weddings and tourism must last for the entire year. As we make it to the end of the short ride around the park, we return to where we started. This is also where I get a chance to feed Chanchal the elephant. An elephant can eat about 250 kilograms of food per day. Their diet consists of mostly sugarcane at around 160 to 180 kilograms, but also millet, green grass, and rotis.
It's more than just like a slice of toast here. We're talking one loaf at a time. I've never seen a creature eat so much bread so quickly.
The next experience I've signed up for after riding and feeding is to paint an elephant.
That's what the paint looks like that we've been given. Green color, a little preparation, and a little wooden stick. To paint an elephant with such a small brush, it's like having to paint the house with a toothbrush.
This is far from efficient, and it's quite tedious with such a tiny stick to paint with. When the painting is over, it's time to wash all the paint off. But before we get a chance to begin, the thirsty elephant grabs the hose to quench her thirst.
Elephants seem to be really loving this place, you know. And for outsiders like me, it's a pretty good opportunity to get an insight into Rajasthani elephant culture. Discover the culinary wonders of Melbourne, the cultural and sporting heartbeat of Australia. Thanks to the delightful fusion of global cuisines, Melbourne is a foodie's paradise. Join me on a gastronomic journey in Delhi as Masterchef Season 13 contestant Kishwar Chowdhury takes us on a mouth-watering adventure, blending Melbourne flavors in a unique masterclass.
Melbourne. Located in southeast Australia. This is the capital of the temperate state of Victoria. The city is known as the country's cultural capital and a sports hub, as the Australian Open and other major sports events occur in some of the many state-of-the-art facilities. When I visited Melbourne earlier this year, I realized what a fantastic quality of produce the state of Victoria has. The city is a foodie's haven, with many cuisines and fusions across Melbourne's eateries. Getting to Melbourne from Delhi has become much easier, as Qantas has opened more direct routes to the city. An event was organized to highlight Victoria's kaleidoscope of culinary treats in New Delhi, where Masterchef Season 13 contestant Kishwar Chowdhury cooked up a storm. To make the experience more interesting than a regular presentation, Kishwar held her own masterclass with the attendants and even rallied the group together for a countdown to give us a competitive feeling. After demonstrating making two different desserts, it's time for lunch. Inside the Saira restaurant in the Hyatt Regency in New Delhi, an entire team of chefs are hard at work plating appetizers for both vegetarians and those who eat seafood. The vegetarian appetizer serves burrata and watermelon, while the non-veg is prawns on the barbie.
Australians really love, or are well known to put shrimp on the barbie, but we don't know how that came about because we don't even call shrimp, we call it prawns. So this is really prawns on the barbie.
What a beautiful dish, and for us who live in Delhi, it's great to get a chance to try quality seafood from a place like Melbourne. Next up is mains, and Kishwar teaches the chefs how to present her dishes.
So you make it the same size, the same amount, because everyone should have the same amount. So first cornel, splatter, the spoon, tip, yep, pull. Perfect!
The main course is a lamb dish, and while we're digging into this delectable serving, dessert preparations get underway. There are two kinds of desserts on offer, one that showcases Melbourne's love for coffee, while the other is a dessert that can be had on the Qantas flights to the city.
There's always new restaurants, always new bars opening in Melbourne, and we have such fresh produce that really allows us to showcase the incredible diversity of produce that we have in our state.
Now that most patrons have left, I take the opportunity to learn from Kishwar how this dish is assembled.
This is a Qantas dessert that you can find in their in-flight service. And so what you have is it's Chef Neil Perry's signature pavlova. We have mango, passion fruit pulp and a bit of creme fraiche. We're going to top that up with this beautiful yogurt sorbet. So it's got a really sort of sour flavor profile. And then you've got the passion fruit again that brings that tartness, the mangoes, and the creme fraiche, which is quite creamy but cheesy. Yeah. Now, an Australian pavlova always has a good meringue. So we're adding that crunchy element with the meringue. So this is Persian fairy floss and it's called vanilla floss. I was just told by one of the Persian chefs here that it's also called lady's hair, but I've heard it being referred to as an old man's beard. So there we go.
All bases covered there.
There you go.
Well, that's quite a nice presentation too.
So I think in terms of the sort of balance with sweet and sour or tartness and then a little bit of texture, it's a really, really delicious dessert.
Fruity, fresh.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great summer dessert.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And now it's your turn.
Let me try my hand at this. It's like I'm getting a masterclass from the master. I like ice cream, so I don't mind if there's a little bit too much.
That's fantastic. In-flight ice cream is probably the best place to eat ice cream because you've got that.
I can't even imagine what that's like.
Because you've got that movie screen in front of you.
So I saw that you had there was some secret to the technique for putting this down as well.
Yep. So keep twisting. Yep. That's right.
Twisting action going on.
We have I feel like you're in the wrong career. We have a chef in the making.
All right.
Brilliant. Look at that.
Yeah.
So I think that's replicated perfectly. You are ready for in-flight service.
Yeah.
It's time to try our creations. This is my favorite part of the event.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, that would be brave.
It's delicious.
I love it. You've actually smashed the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is no longer a tasting. This is just an eating show.
There are countless military bases and installations worldwide. After some of them are retired from active use, creative new uses can be found in tourism. In our next report, we bring you 3 different former military things that have now been turned into tourist sites.
The Matsu Islands are named after the goddess Matsu and are located in the Taiwan Strait. Despite being geographically closer to mainland China, the islands are politically part of Taiwan. The archipelago is known for its natural beauty and is a popular tourist destination. A former military power plant on this tiny archipelago is now the home of a new art exhibition called Your Country Needs You, Glory of Junhun. The Matsu Biennial on Taiwan's Matsu Archipelago features an art installation in a former military power plant, bathed in red light to symbolize the constant threat of a Chinese invasion. Some works celebrate the island's natural beauty, while others, like a power plant installation by light designer Liu Pingyi, focus on their wartime history.
We wanted to use light to let the visitors return to a period in the past and understand how the soldiers and civilians lived on the island then.
The Matsu Islands were vital strongholds after nationalists fled China in 1949, fortifying them against sporadic Chinese shelling. Many structures remain, some restored for public access. During the biennial, an air raid shelter plays historical soundtracks, and a former military hall showcases cut-out Chinese characters from letters sent to service members. A whale-shaped wire sculpture made from old Matsu ships stands on a beach.
Every mountain you see around you, every mountain, all of them have tunnels in them. Matsu has the highest concentration of tunnels in the world. There is no mountain here without tunnels. In the past, we conducted all our activities and events inside the tunnels.
The islands lie near the Taiwan Strait, a key waterway. Beijing, claiming Taiwan, has conducted military exercises, emphasizing its intent. For Matsu's residents, life goes on despite these war games. The local magistrate hopes the biennial will boost tourism, compensating for lost revenue due to 3 years of pandemic-related border restrictions. Titled "Your Country Needs You, Glory of Junhun," the exhibit runs until mid-November. During its second round-the-world voyage, Italy's Amerigo Vespucci, the oldest ship in the Italian Navy with 92 years of active service, docked in Rio de Janeiro and welcomed visitors on board.
For me, the most interesting thing is the size of the ship's entire sail. The sails are huge. I don't know how many square meters, but for a person traveling in a 13-meter boat, it is very impressive.
Commissioned in 1930, the Amerigo Vespucci has served as a training ship since June 6, 1931. Alessandro says the message is peace, as the former military ship never fought. This journey will take the vessel on a world tour from Italy, traversing 5 continents, 3 oceans, 28 countries and 31 ports, spanning 20 months before returning home. Hidden between Bosnia and Croatia, Zeljava Air Base, once a Soviet-equipped military powerhouse, has been neglected for decades. Built in secrecy during the 1960s in Yugoslavia's bid for neutrality amidst the Cold War, it was fortified to endure nuclear attacks. Capable of housing nearly 60 MiG-21 jets, it boasted advanced infrastructure for self-sustained operation, including ventilation, water treatment, heating and electricity. Its 3.5-kilometer network of tunnels house command centers, offices and living quarters. The colossal 100-ton concrete doors at its entrances, reinforced with metal, still stand, and the site attracts a few visitors keen to explore abandoned places.
Converting this place into an attraction for tourists will prevent it from maintaining the current atmosphere.
That it is now.
Amidst Yugoslavia's dissolution and subsequent conflicts in the 1990s, the base was obliterated by the remains of the Yugoslav army using powerful explosives. Left in disrepair, it drew intrepid tourists exploring remnants of the communist era. The raw, authentic nature of the infrastructure of this former base, which has been abandoned for the last 30 to 40 years, is impressive for tourists, and converting this 4-kilometer site into a proper tourist spot holds promise.
By revitalizing Zeljava, we would create additional content for the national park, enabling tourists to stay a day longer. At the same time, it would unburden the park from an excessive number of visitors that could threaten its ecological system.
Locals estimate over 150,000 visitors annually to the state-owned complex. Area authorities envision broader potential, hoping to lure some of the 1.7 million tourists who visit the nearby Plitvice Lakes National Park. Officials envision possible uses for the site, such as parties, data centers, or a Cold War museum.
The Paris Science Museum unveils its groundbreaking permanent exhibition, Mission Space. This awe-inspiring experience will transport visitors to the outer reaches of the universe. Prepare for an immersive adventure as the countdown to exploration begins.
Are you ready to explore the vast universe in a spaceship? On October 23rd, the permanent exhibition Mission Spatiale opened its doors at the City of Science and Industry in Paris. Produced in collaboration with the European Space Agency, this immersive exhibition is dedicated to space exploration and invites visitors to embark on an interactive journey.
We're going to give visitors the chance to experience a great show in which they become explorers, and we're going to invite them to take part in a journey to Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter. So I won't reveal the secret here. I invite you to come and experience the show, which is going to be quite impressive and very immersive.
The exhibition has 5 sections: exploring, traveling, transiting, staying, and questioning. The public will have access to the most recent scientific findings, technological advancements, and innovative ideas on space missions, mainly because of the robots that make it possible to conduct more efficient space exploration. This exhibition is accessible to those 8 years old and up. It transports us to the amazing world of space travel, which has been inspired by books, comic books, movies, and television shows for many years.
Visitors will be able to see this very beautiful Scale 1 model. They will be able to get inside this model to see what it will be like to be confined to this space station. Visitors will then discover other areas. We're going to invite them to go to the moon, do some time projections, visit a lunar base, and set foot on the moon.
Visitors can discover objects that go where humans can't, allowing them to collect images, sounds, rock samples, and anticipate the arrival of humans. All in all, this exhibition is truly a spectacular plunge into the great universe that surrounds us.
That's all we have time for on the show this week, but we'll return next weekend with another episode. For now, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off, as we leave you with visuals from this year's Dubai Air Show. Goodbye.
Gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.